Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. Good evening from the UK, probably morning elsewhere, afternoon in other places, and who knows where you're watching from, but welcome and thank you for watching the video basically. It's getting, obviously I've got a number of videos now on YouTube, and I try and cover all different aspects of mediumship the best I can. Not always going with the flow, if you like, but those that I work with already know that what my passion is, and obviously that is to get away from all the glamour, the misconceptions, and all basically, I guess, some of the rubbish that is out there about what we do, how it works. So yeah, I'm very much grounded in what I do, and I have a very, very keen ambition, if you like, to turn the world of mediumship around, in a sense. Not completely, obviously. Got a lot of respect for the people who work very hard out there with this gift, the people who teach, if you like. And yeah, I've got a lot of respect for those people, and an awful lot of respect for the people who work in the churches, and they really do work hard to do their very best, and yeah, that's truly appreciated. But my aspect of guidance, if you like, rather than teaching, is to work individually, as you know, as best I can. And I've got the circle starting soon on Patreon, and we're all going to work together. And it's kind of, if you like, to put it in a nutshell, is bringing back the good old days of mediumship. So we're kind of moving away from the telly aspect of it, what we see on TV, and obviously some of the things that, well, as you already know, some of the things that I've learned over probably the last 6 months, if anything, whilst working with students, is some of the things, obviously that they've been told are just so far out, it is unbelievable. But there you go, that's how it is. It's unfortunate. But, my aim is, like I said, is to work with students and follow the path of the old time mediums, if you like, where sitting for spirit is probably top of the list, is the most important thing. Getting to know self as well, that aspect of it is very, very important too. And learning, obviously, using that tool of self to connect with the energies around you, rather than textbook methods that are being taught at the moment. I tend to try and lean more on people working away from groups, if you like, but working and building that relationship with spirit first. Then by all means, join your groups or whatever makes you happy. However you feel you want to work and how you are obviously led along that path is important. So you need to follow that. Doors do open. Sometimes you try and turn your back on certain things, but you will be led back there, believe me, it happens. And at the moment, like I said, for me, it's just putting out the philosophy, if you like, of spirit. What I've learned over the years, what they've taught me over the years, rather than what I read in books. I've read very, very few books. I've got books based on probably different aspects of religion, how they look at what we do, how they describe the world of spirit. And I love the American Indian version. I read about that too, because I've got a keen interest in that. The natural religion, if you like, for me, the American Indian, and I thoroughly enjoy learning about that too. Anyway, I thought tonight rather than just put a subject out there again. And there is obviously a lot of videos that I've done, and there are different parts of some of those videos that sometimes do repeat, things that I've said in the before, but they do relate, and I apologise if sometimes it's a bit repetitive, but it's basically down to the importance. So that's probably why I will repeat certain aspects of what I do or what I like to teach, because for me it's important to get those across, really to start again for many people, just to rebuild your foundation and start from there and forget all what's been drummed into you over the years and just work for you and your relationship with spirit. That's what's important. I'm going to sit just for a little while tonight. I've already asked the energy that's around me, my helpers, if you like, just to help with this, to work with me on this video so that we can basically sit together, if you like. Now, obviously, this isn't live, and you will come across this later on, but you can sit with it if you like and attune for yourself and work with basically the energy that I'm trying to achieve here now, which is working quite well at the moment, thank you. And there is aspects of this that you might want to take away and okay. Before I go any further, have an energy now that is it's not, I've got to be perfectly honest, it's not the first time this young lady has come through, because I was thinking of doing this video yesterday, and when I thought of that, immediately this energy drew close to me. So as before, any messages that I give for you, please, if you are not comfortable with putting your replies, if you like, in a comment, then you are more than welcome just to message me direct. That's normally how it happens. Any information that I receive, I don't think there's anything that's never ever been taken. I've always had a message, eventually. Sometimes some are a bit long, it takes a bit longer than others. Sometimes they are immediate, but the young lady that I need to bring through, okay, very patient. The young lady that I need to bring through now, okay, basically what she's saying to me at the moment is that how she looked when she passed, I'm feeling that she's very shameful of that. Okay, because she's a very pretty girl, very pretty young lady. She actually passed in her 20s. Okay, and I do believe that this would have been overdose. So this would have been an overdose of some description. Okay, I will describe the young lady. She keeps going nicknames, so I'll try and get that for you in a minute. As she draws close to me now, she would have been found definitely on the street, passed away. This is a drug overdose, okay? She has, obviously, I'm going to describe how she looked close to the time of passing. She was once, okay, she's telling me she shone. This isn't me. This isn't how I was. I understand. It's just like this is a bit fast, so I'm going to have to speed up a bit here. A lot of information coming through from her. Okay, she would have passed, I believe, early to middle 20s when she passed. Definitely a blonde ponytail without any doubt. Her hair, she was a blonde young lady, and there would have been, I think you ladies, they call it like highlights in the hair. So there were darker streaks in her hair, definitely. I see those very, very clearly. And as she draws close, she talks of mum here, and she talks of how shameful she feels, how bad she feels for her mother. Okay, that makes sense. but she had quite a more of a friendship with young men on the street, as it were. They were obviously, they were very close, a close unit. So I imagine there would have been a group of them that were, I'm guessing here, that more or less homeless people that would have lived on the street, but there was quite a tight-knit group of homeless people. And there was one guy in particular who she was extremely close to. They spent a lot of time together, and she was very, very close to him on a friendship level. And he would have protected her, he would have looked after her on the street. Okay, there were issues obviously at home. There are reasons why she left, and the issues why she left, she's telling me, was actually linked to her mother. Okay, there's a lot of apology coming through from her, a lot of shame coming through for her. She realises where she is now. She totally understands the fact that this wasn't mother's fault. Okay, this wasn't mother's fault. She saw it as that when she was here, while she existed within this plane, if you like. She always pointed the finger to her mother constantly, but she realises, she knows, she understands that this simply wasn't her mother's fault at all, that this happened, that how she landed up where she was on the street, even though she told everybody, although she told everybody, I moved out because of my mother. And I believe, she's telling me now that the reason she moved out was because of the ups and downs. This is exactly how she's putting this. Very clear. The ups and downs of her mother's relationship. Okay, her father was nowhere to be seen, I believe. The father would have gone when she was very young. She had never had any contact with the father. She got no idea where he was, where he went at all. But I do believe there were incidences that happened with men that were in relationships with her mother that caused her to leave home. I won't take any further, but that is why she landed up on the streets. But she now has a better idea. She has a better picture of the circumstances of how her mother landed up how she did. She understands more so the history of that, why her mother landed up how she did, and by no means does she at all blame mum for the situation and what happened to her on the street. Okay, there was definitely, we spoke of drug use here, but there was also alcohol abuse involved as well. And okay, she was found. She's showing me, describing the circumstances in which she was found. She was found, it was at night when she was found. So this is an important piece of information. It was wet. It was a horrible day, horrible evening. It was dark. It was night time, and she was found. Okay. And certainly where I see her being found is definitely an old, like a red brick building. She's outside, not inside, outside of a red brick building is where she would have been found. Okay, and this, like I said, is definitely down to drug abuse. There is a nickname, and there is, without doubt, I don't like giving letters, by no means. I'm trying to get this a little bit clearer, if I can, please. The closest I can get to that nickname is it's either Bobo or something to that. Okay, but Bobo seems to be quite close. Bobo would have been her nickname, or linked to. Okay. Yeah, without any doubt at all, as she comes through, this feels very, very American. Her accent is very, very American. Let me just describe her a bit more. I spoke of the ponytail. Okay, obviously her appearance when she passed wouldn't have been good, but she's showing me two images. She's showing me like a before and after, bless her. Okay. Okay, I've got it. So top left shoulder would have been a tattoo on top left shoulder without any doubt. Seeing that, and it kind of looks like a badge, what I would call a badge. What? Okay. So it's like a shield or something. Top left corner, sorry, top left shoulder. I can see that with her, very plain indeed. Okay. And also, she showed me, okay, another tattoo here. This is right arm, the inside of the right arm, and these are letters. I cannot see what those letters say. This okay, this tattoo is not one that was done professionally, without any doubt. Okay, it is certainly one that's probably been done while she was on the street by somebody. Somebody on the street would have done this for her. I don't feel that this is a professional tattoo at all. Okay, there are no children involved in this, so she never had children. She, like I said, she was early, mid-20s. There are no children involved, but she wants to put across to me that is probably one of her biggest regrets, because I feel that this lady was full of love for children. She certainly had a lot of respect for children. She loved children, and her, okay, whoa, and she's telling me, had everything gone right, had everything gone to plan, if it all worked out for her, that is what she would have done. There would have been talk of this, I believe, somewhere along the line. There certainly would have been talk of her working with children, what we call in the UK like a nursery, very young children. She had this empathy for children. And okay, she's giving me an image now of sitting there on the street in the sunshine on a lovely day, where she would have just sat and she would have watched mothers walking past with young children and just smiling away at them as they came past. And it used to break her heart sometimes when the children would smile back, or they would look at her, and the adult with the child would simply just turn their heads away, or just cross the street, if you like, or just walk well around her. How that used to make her feel so bad within herself. Okay, so she's definitely a loving lady, obviously with a lot of problems. She had a lot of problems. Which eventually caused her passing. Okay. All right, she would have lived. Now, what we call in the UK, we would have called, it's not like a 2-story or 3-story house, like a single story. So the home that she ran from, okay, would have been, she showed me, it's a very lime green building. It's wood, obviously. It's built from a wooden, what we would call a bungalow. I'm not sure what you would call them in America, but it's very much gives me the sense of a bungalow, and made it like a lime green, run down, yes, there's like a lime green wooden building that she would have ran from. Okay, the man that she was friendly with also, who was very close to her buddy, she calls him her buddy, okay, would have helped her run. In other words, she's telling me that he would have helped her leave home. He didn't take her away, it was her choice, and she wants, okay, because obviously this young man is still around, and she just wants everybody to know that initially her running away from home, he did not, it says, this may well have been spoke of, he did not encourage her to leave home at all. Okay, that was her decision. She wants that known. That was her decision. Okay. She has been in an incident before her passing. She wants to take me back, 18 months, probably 2 years ago, where she very nearly lost her life. She was found in time. She survived that. Okay, this time she wasn't so lucky. She wasn't so lucky. Okay. When she passed, as she felt herself passing, as she felt herself fading away, she talks of another young lady who came and to help her pass. So the energy that came for her to help her pass was another young lady that she knew very well, who had passed under similar circumstances. So she wants people to know that they are together, okay, both with the same regrets, she says. So I'm guessing here that, again, this would have been drug abuse, the reason why her friend had passed. She gives me a timeline of probably three, I want to say 3 years ago, but now it's kind of pushing, could have been a bit longer, just slightly longer than 3 years ago, when her friend had passed. So she'd had a number of years without her girlfriend on the streets. Okay, like I said earlier, it's certainly a very tight-knit group that she hung around with. Okay, I don't believe she spent an awful lot of time on her own on the streets at all, because there is a group, certainly a group nearby to where she passed. She's taken me. There is certainly a bar there, without any doubt, literally around the corner from where she was found. Now, outside of that bar, and this might help somebody be able to link with this, outside of that bar is, I think we see it in the UK as well, is up above either the door or the entrance is a glass. One of the glasses, like a cocktail glass, if you like, with the cocktail stick coming out. One of those that actually light up. Okay, and she takes me. So I would say that she probably spent an awful lot of time either inside of or around that bar, that particular place that she's showing me. So that she was found past, just around the corner from that is where she was found. I'm trying to ask her some more, to give me some more evidence. Okay, no, that's sad. Please, whoever can take this message from this young lady, then please make sure her mum is aware that she does not blame her. This is very important to her. This is the whole point of this message with her. She talks of, show me, darling. Well, there would have been some sort of mark on her face. I'm not talking about a spot or anything like that, but I believe it's got to be, I hope, the right-hand side here, probably just below the ear or here, there would have been like a birthmark or something just here. She just wants to, why she wants to give that, I don't know, maybe just so we can verify who she is, so the person that would have known. I'm not completely clear with her nickname. Bobo seems to work. It's either Boo Boo or Bobo, something like that. I just cannot hear that clearly enough. Okay, darling. So I'm gonna let her go. Like, I just want to underline the fact, please, whoever takes this, who understands this from this young lady, I'm not sure how Mum will quite understand this. It might be very confusing that this message has been given out like this, but it's very important that it gets through to Mum that there is no blame. There is no blame. There is also, she's showing me an image of a wolf. I'm not quite understanding where that image is coming from, but there is an image, without any doubt, of a wolf that has just come in for me there. I know I was talking about American Indians a little bit earlier on, but I'm confident there's no link at all there, but there is a wolf. This may be a nickname of somebody she knows, or it's a symbol of somebody she knows. But this image of a wolf is very clear with her. She dressed an awful lot in black. Okay, she always wore black. It's very rare that you would see her in anything else. I wouldn't say biker, but I would probably want to go down the route of what we call like a gothic kind of dress that I see her image in as she draws close. Okay, darling. Okay, right, so I'm going to let her go. I don't think she's starting to fade a little bit, so I'm just going to let her go now. Her job is done, I believe. She wants that information given to Mum. That's very important. Bless you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so there we are. If any of you watching the video obviously understand that, then please PM, leave a comment, whatever. That's absolutely fine. That'd be lovely. And I understand sometimes the reason why people message rather than leave a comment. That's absolutely fine. So sometimes, it's lovely just to put out that thought, that request, if you like, for Spirit to draw close and work with you, even if you sit on your own, because sometimes that information can be so relevant for somebody that you could meet tomorrow, next week, whatever. And the beauty of it is that you could be walking down the street, you meet a friend, and that message will just come straight back into you. It's a natural thing that happens. You wasn't thinking of it. You'd completely forgotten about what that information that you were given that evening while you sat in the power or what have you. But when it's relevant, when the time is right, that will just flash back in your mind, and you will know that friend you've just met or colleague, whatever, that message belongs to them. You will know instantly. So sitting in that power on your own sometimes, and if you get information like I just did then, okay, it's well worth just making a mental note of all that stuff they give you, and then, like I said, you will know when it's time to give it. Okay, I'm going to leave now. Okay, I'm glad you watched. I am so looking forward to the online circle, because I'm working with all the people on there. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait. Don't worry if you've joined up and you haven't heard yet. I'm just waiting to collate everybody together. Then I can just send out the link for our first circle on March the 6th. And that will be, like I said, 6:30 p.m. on UK time. So GMT, if you like. 6:30 p.m. And there will be people from all around the world there, and we'll all be working together. And this is going to be so exciting. I can't wait for that. So please subscribe, and like I always say, pop over, to Patreon if you'd like. If you're interested in anything on there, joining up, that would be fantastic. Have a lovely evening, and I will speak to you very soon. And please, 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 if you know who that is, please get in touch with me. If you know who, I believe it's Bobo or Booby. I honestly cannot. I can see the name, but quite how it's pronounced is a bit difficult. It's either one of those, but please, it'll be fantastic to know that that information gets passed on to Mum without, okay, without any doubt. It'd be lovely to know that Mum gets that information. It's important it does. So have a lovely evening, everybody, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.